switch some politics here, okay, folks? 13 days until the Iowa caucuses and 21 days until the New Hampshire primary. Now, Donald Trump in a commanding position, according to the polls. All right, it's polls, not votes. And what's interesting here, a recent interview with John Solomon of Just the News. Mr. Trump said he aims to flip the extremism label on Democrats in 2024, calling them the fringe party. And he's even planning to campaign in blue states like New York and New Jersey and Virginia, Minnesota, and New Mexico. Maybe a massive victory in November. I mean, he's just changing everything around. Joining us now, the great Charlie Hurt, Washington Times opinion editor, Fox News contributor, and the great Mark Simone, WOR radio host, soon to be number one in the middle of the day when the other guy retires, and a Hall of Fame. Go to you, Mark, first. This is such interesting, this interview with John Solomon. I just read you real quick. Trump told Solomon, Solomon's a good guy, Just the News, he's a very good, smart fellow. He's plotting an all-out campaign to convince the American electorate that the Democrats are, in fact, the fringe party. So out of touch with Main Street USA, they opened the borders to millions of illegals and deadly fentanyl. They enriched Iran's terror machine and put biological men in women's sports and locker rooms and advocated for abortion on demand. And then later on, just to finish the thought, Bidenomics and Democratic policies are the wreckers of the American dream that have made food and energy unaffordable. That was my riff tonight, with inflation and home ownership unattainable with high interest rates. That was in my riff. Now, he is essentially going to turn the tables and say to Joe Biden, you are the extremist fringe candidate.
Well, it's true. I think he's finally just pointing it out to everybody. Democrat used to mean Bill Clinton, John F. Kennedy.
Right.
Now it's Claudine Gay and every wacko left-wing woke. You know, McCarthy was hunting for communists. There might be some somewhere in the government. Now they're all over the government. You got to hunt for a non-communist.
But Charlie, is this a wise course for Mr. Trump to pursue?
Oh, absolutely. And this is the best of Trump. And of course, this is why he won in 2016. You know, 2016 was a totally issues-oriented election.
That's right. I said that.
Yeah, and it kind of goes under the radar because people were so upset that Donald Trump won. But Donald Trump, when you look at these issues, whether it's illegal immigration or any of the others that Mark pointed out, these are like 70, 80, 90% issues. And Trump, who's the master marketer, just looked at it and realized, okay, both parties, but especially the Democrat Party, has failed to address, and nothing is more important than the border, have failed to address this issue that is so important to people regardless of what their political affiliation.
And you guys have heard me say this again and again. Like 2016, 2024, he's running 2024, but in 2023, he ran an issues campaign all year between the videos and the white papers and the press. By the way, he's going to have a town hall with Bret Baier and Martha McCallum. The same night, there's a GOP debate. That's very clever, just before the Iowa caucuses. Mark Simone, Iowa Outlook, Iowa Caucus Outlook. Not that Iowa's the be-all, end-all, but Iowa Caucus Outlook. How do you rate it?
It is the be-all, end-all for DeSantis. His entire campaign, start to finish, has been a total disaster. So he decided to put everything into Iowa. That's all he's focused on for 2 months. He's going to lose badly. He's got to drop out at that point. I don't know if he's got the lack of stubbornness to do it. And then Nikki Haley, New Hampshire, Democrats will turn out and vote for her just to cause confusion. But she's got to drop out before South Carolina. She hasn't got a shot there.
Well, that's interesting, Charlie. All right. Mark has already decided Iowa, so I'm going to give New Hampshire to you.
But I think the really important thing here out of Iowa is going to end up being the press is going to do everything they can to make it look like Donald Trump lost, even if he comes in first. And then they're going to do the exact same thing when Nikki Haley does better than anybody else in New Hampshire. But the problem with this is that, the slingshot effect of doing a strong second place in Iowa, let's just say Ron DeSantis outperforms what we think he's going to do now. You have to win somewhere. Yeah. But at this point, it's everybody is going to do a strong showing by coming in second to Trump. Well, if Donald Trump wins by a little or a lot, and the way this works is at the end of the day, whoever has the most votes wins. So at the end of the day, if Donald Trump keeps coming in first, disappointing everybody by coming in first, he'll be the nominee.
I don't hear them, to these points, the hottest issue right now in U.S. politics is the border, right? I mean, 300,000 people in December. It's an astonishing number for 1 month. DeSantis a little bit. Haley, stuck on the Civil War and slavery, and she raised the sales tax and the gas tax in South Carolina. Trump pounding away relentlessly on the border. That's the point of this. Let me just read this again. He wants to convince the American-elect Democrats are the fringe party out of touch with Main Street as they open the border to millions of illegals and deadly fentanyl. Now, he has been saying that and saying that and saying that. It's the hottest issue in American politics. It's going to play this month. We are in the deciding when. New Hampshire spills over into early February. I'm just going to call it this month. Trump's got the issue, does he not?
Yeah, people forget 2016, the border was the #1 issue.
Yes.
That's how he won, on the border. Problem in 2020, he had pretty much contained the problem. So it wasn't a big issue in that election, not like 2016.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
And now it's a 10 times bigger issue than 2016. People have seen what it can do. They know he's not an alarmist on this subject. It'll be the winning issue this time.
Go ahead, Charlie.
I agree. But as you pointed out a minute ago, he did what he did at the border, at the Mexican border, he did unilaterally.
Right.
And the problem was, and the reason Joe Biden was able to undo it all, is because Congress refused to work with him on this issue. And Mark's exactly right. That is the issue that got him elected in 2016, and I think it's the issue that's going to get him reelected in 2024.
Can you believe, just one last one, 30 seconds. Biden wants to cancel student loans. It's illegal.
It's insane.
The Supreme Court has ruled it illegal. He does not have the emergency authority to cancel student loans without an appropriation, and he's doing it anyway. And that is impeachable.
He is a kleptocrat.
Oh, ooh, kleptocrat. Is that like illegal?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they'll spend all your money to buy votes for themselves.
Well, it ain't working. I mean, young people hear him saying this, and they're polling for Trump. So they're not impressed with buying votes. I don't know. Charlie Hurt and Mark Simone, no vote buying here. I'm Kudlow. Happy New Year to both of you. You're both fabulous.